Peace, peace, peace. So I just wanted to come in here real quick and do some analysis. All right, just to get us started for the week. Couple different things that I'm looking at. Uh, Starting out with the Nasdaq. All right, starting out with the Nasdaq. As you can see, we're inside pattern. Smaller pattern here daily, bigger wedge pattern here on the bigger time frame, going all the way back to March, January, basically. All right, but we focused on this setup right here. As you can see, prices at resistance. So we're looking to see if price is going to continue to break to the upside. Obviously, we bounced off of the pivot on Friday, and looking like we potentially may get a continuation to the upside to test this monthly resistance level. All right, we go down to the 4-hour chart. You can see possible double bottom situation going on. I'm sorry, double top. It is a possibility for sure, but if the buyers are still involved in this market like they were on Friday, then we could see price break through this resistance level, which is the previous high around 11,75625. All right, so if we break through that high, then you could potentially look to trade this all the way to the resistance level for the month. And you know, this is a nice earnings week. We do have a lot going on with stocks that are specifically in the Nasdaq, so definitely want to pay attention to the earnings that are taking place, fundamentals. All right, but we know that the technicals always end up being a little stronger than the fundamentals. So you definitely have to make sure you are tapped into the technicals first and foremost, and then let the fundamentals play out the way they should. All right, so that's what we're looking at for Nasdaq. Um, we go to the yes, pretty similar situation. All right, bearish pattern, bearish channel on a bigger time frame. As you can see, price is in the top of the channel right now. We did catch a short. All right, the best short opportunities are going to be from the top of the channel if it's bearish. The best long opportunities are going to be from the bottom of the channel if it's bullish. We already caught a short on Wednesday at the top of the channel, which was already predetermined. We already knew that that was probably going to take place. But on Friday, we got a rejection. So we measured that up and the we could easily spot the Fibonacci sequence that took place. All right, price came all the way back to the golden zone, perfect. All right, even wicked right at the bottom of the golden zone, consolidated for a while, and then on Friday, 9 o'clock, market open, price broke to the upside, gave us a nice bullish opportunity here for a long. It worked out very well. All right, and then we have the trend line here that we could have as resistance. It did give us resistance last time, forced a reversal. All right, and now it's working its way back up to that area again. So that is definitely a play that that we're looking to see if price is going to either break to the upside or reject and come back down. Again, this could be another double top situation. So we're going to look to see how that plays out. You see the monthly pivot down here. Going to try to trade this all the way up to the monthly resistance level if it can break through all this resistance. That's the main thing. All right, definitely want to make sure you are aware of this very strong resistance level that price needs to break through. If we have enough buyer volume in the market today and tomorrow, or even Wednesday, there's a high possibility that we could break through this level. If you look at this consolidation range right here, we consolidated for Thursday all the way to Wednesday. All right, so from Thursday to Wednesday, the next week, it consolidated in this inside of this range. These are days where a lot of people end up losing money because it's hard to trade with trend trading strategies when the market is not trending. So if you have to go a week with no trend, sometimes it's hard to really do that. That's why it's very important for you to have strategies for all kinds of different market conditions, and that we do. So probably could have been protected through this consolidation area right here. And then when it finally broke out on Wednesday, it was able to catch all of that. So even if you lost money back here, Could have made money, made it all back right here and then some. And then again on Friday, made all that money back and then some. Um, so that's what we're looking at with the ES. All right. Looking to break out of this bearish channel. It's not. I mean, you can have a bearish channel or a bullish channel or a pennant or a double top, whatever the case may be. Those patterns are not going to hold forever. Eventually, they're going to break. And if you catch a pattern on a bigger time frame, it's definitely going to break. Um, it's definitely going to break stronger if you catch a pattern on a bigger time frame than it would on a smaller time frame. All right, so we go to the U.S. Treasury bonds. All right, this is another opportunity here. As you can see, looks like a double top situation going on right here. All right, taking place. So we definitely want to see the opportunity on this asset as well. You zoom to the 4 hour chart, easily chart that up. You see two support levels right here, and then we re chart this up on a smaller time frame. You got your resistance up there. So we got support on the bottom, resistance at the top. Real easy to chart that up. Let's see if it actually plays out. All right, definitely able to catch trades in the middle of this move. And then obviously you can see it's not quite a double top. You do have a higher high right here, and then this is validating that. So we don't have that, but this could be considered a neckline if you're looking at this as a double top. So right now we're at the neckline. It's a high possibility that price could potentially break through this low and then end up getting back into test the support level. So definitely look at that short opportunity as well. All right. Um, and then we move on to the gold. All right, gold is very, very high. It's a lot of people in the media talking about gold right now because of what's going on in our economy, what's going on with the dollar. I talked about the dollar a lot, and hopefully you guys were able to get some understanding on that and let that give you, what I'm saying, some a guide on what may potentially happen on alternative investments. So if I'm talking to you about the dollar and how weak it is, then obviously there's another asset out there that's getting stronger, which is gold, usually the inverse. So very, very high. All right. On the daily chart, as you can see, we're in overbought territory. So it's very, very um, it's a high possibility that there's going to be a pullback. All right. Double top. As you can see, we got the neckline around here. All right, at this area, about 1900. All right, so it's a possibility that we could come and test this low right here and see if there is some buyer support in this area. If not, then we could potentially break through the downside, break this trend line, and then we could potentially have ourselves a nice opportunity for a swing if you believe that gold has reached its peak. That could be there for you. I'm just looking at how steep this trend is. Very, very steep trend. Very, very steep. So it's only a matter of time before it at least pulls back. I'm not going to say that it's going to turn bearish and go into a bearish trend, but at least pull back. You know what I mean? So as far as the levels, you got a very heavy resistance area right around here anyway. Price broke through that. All right. And now it's coming back in. So we should be actually in this trade right now. I wasn't able to send a signal to you guys, but if you have everything set up the way you should have gotten that that sell signal for gold about an hour or two ago, if I'm not mistaken, maybe even earlier than that. All right, so you should already be situated in this move already. Now you're just kind of watching the time it sells, making sure you are monitoring what's going on that end so you can get the full benefit of this. Put your target on, you know what I mean? Put your stop loss on, or mental stop, however you want to play it, and let it do its thing. All right, market's about to open up in 20 minutes, the New York session. So let's see what's happening on this London New York overlap. All right, let's move on. So we have very easy. All right, so now you have the silver trade. All right, I actually just closed that short, very successful short. I had an 80 tick target for that. Was able to catch 80 ticks, and as you can see, it's probably at 100, 120 by now. So definitely could have held on my position and probably traded it all the way down to the support level here. But I knew what I was coming for. I got more than what I came for. So I'm completely satisfied about that exit. Same type of situation with silver as we have with gold. Very, very high. All right. Move as far as like the steep trend. All right. The steep trend got broken. So if I put a trend line on this right there on the daily chart, you can see how steep that was. It got to a stage three. All right. Stage three consolidation up here at resistance. We had a trend line that comes back all the way to May 2021. It couldn't break through that level. It rejected. All right. So consolidated for a while. And as a matter of fact, we actually successfully traded inside of this consolidation. So every rejection of resistance and rejection of support, we was able to catch really good trades with silver. And then it finally broke with this last double top right here. Got in on that neckline area, traded all the way down, broke through support of the pivot. Now it's probably heading down to support of the month, and we were able to get in and get out of that one. So very good opportunity that we was able to catch off of. Same thing with copper, very steep trend right here, topping patterns on the bigger time frame. You got smaller bodies, bigger wicks at the top, overbought on the daily RSI. Go down to the 4 hour chart. As you can see, we do have a wedge pattern, triangle pattern going on right here. So it's a possibility that we're already in this trade as well. I'm pretty sure we're probably in this trade as well already. So now we have a potential break of support. It's either going to break through or it's going to reject. All right. But the way that the daily chart looks, I could only assume that it's going to end up breaking through the downside. All right. Bearish engulfing candle already overbought RSI. It's a high possibility that we may end up breaking through the support, and that'll be another great opportunity for us um, with our strategy. So crude oil. This is a trade that's very interesting. As you can see, it's getting a little lighter with as far as the size on the bodies of this candle. But this is a very easy swing trade opportunity on oil. As you can see, we had the trend line moving down, broke through that. All right, we want to go down to the small time frame. You can see support here, support here. All right, double top took us all the way down to support, and then we moved down to one channel here. The best trade is obviously catching at the bottom of this channel. All right, but when we broke through the top on Wednesday 11th, on the 11th, that was a trigger for you to get into a very nice swing trade with a micro or one mini, however you want to play it, and trade that all the way up to resistance. Ended up breaking through resistance, coming back, retesting. All right, came back in a little bit, and then buyers came in to show support. All right, in that range right there, showed us support, and then it continued to push to the upside. Now it looked like it may be getting weaker because we have another resistance level here. All right, and then if we zoom out, you can see we have the monthly resistance level here. So it's possible that we could pull back again before we get up to the resistance level if we're going to get up there. All right, so that's an oil trade that maybe you made it, maybe you missed it. All right. Natural gas, very interesting. How low this price is. All right, very very low. I'm expecting some type of a pullback eventually. Very oversold already. Um, as we move on to the smaller time frame, you can see that we have price kind of the steepness is kind of dying down a little bit. Oversold territory. You got a gap up on market open. All right, here on last evening, 5 o'clock. All right, and we've been consolidating on that gap up. It's a high possibility that gap may end up getting filled. But for the most part, double bottom off of oversold territory on that low, and then a gap up overnight. So obviously, the 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 people who are involved are telling you that the price of natural gas is way too low. All right, considering how big this gap up was. and considering how low the price has gotten on a bigger time frame, it's very, very low. All right. Not to say that we haven't been at these lows before, but last time we got to these lows, it triggered an upward trend. So definitely look for buys on the natural gas, but wait until you see something happening with this gap situation because this pretty big gap, and now we have a bearish engulfing situation on the 1 hour. So probably gonna end up filling this gap at some point. I wouldn't jump in too quick on the buy, but I would definitely be looking to capitalize off of it at the right time. All right, so that's natural gas. Nasdaq is something that I'm planning on doing a swing with. As you can see, I kind of already got everything mapped out. This is very simple to me. I'm gonna just let this double top play out. Hopefully, it plays out. You know what I mean? There's no guarantees of anything in this market, but when you see these type of patterns, you don't want to pass up on them. So I'm seeing a double top on the Nas on the I'm sorry on the Dow, and we go down to the daily chart. We could see how price has given us 3 bearish days in a row, got down to Friday and pushed off of the support level. This is a support level that we have established from all the way back to December 16th. Consolidated, broke out of it. Now we're back in it again. So it's a high possibility we could end up consolidating again or end up breaking through. If I put the Fibmo on the 4-hour chart, you can see that pullback happening right now, getting up in the 38% level. So I got an alert to let me know when it gets to the 38% level. I'm not saying that I'm gonna take it short from right there. I'm definitely gonna be looking for reversal signals first before I do anything. But I am gonna be entertaining a potential short for a fib play on a swing trade. And as you can see, price is already oversold or already overbought before it even gets to this area. So maybe it'll get there, maybe it won't. If it doesn't get there, I won't be taking the trade. If it does get there, I'll definitely be looking to do something with it. All right, and that's what I have for the Dow. Soybeans is something that we don't really trade as much, but I like to pay attention to it. As you can see, it's at support right now, a gap down on price. Very high possibility that we could end up breaking through that support level. If it doesn't break through and it reverses, probably going to end up filling this gap right here. So if you want to take a opportunity with soybeans, I would definitely wait to see if this gap gets filled first. If not, you may have a short position waiting for you if price breaks through this trend line. And I would be looking to swing trade that rather than day trade that. That's my personal preference on how I handle soybeans. All right. Everything else to me is, we already talked about. We talked about the dollar. As you can see, it's in the golden zone right now. We had a sell-off with decrease in volume. So to me, it's probably just a pullback. And as you can see, if we have a situation where we do end up going back into buy mode for the dollar, then you have even more validity for the short with gold. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a let's see, short opportunity here with gold. All right, so very very strong buy situation going on with gold. If we can get a validation in the opposite direction with the dollar, then we definitely will feel even more confident about a gold short. All right, as you can see, we had this level already get tested, and as far as how much of a move we've had on that break, there's only about 36 ticks, so really nothing so far. But gold is very volatile. You're rarely gonna get a candle on gold without a big wick. So these wicks don't frighten me. With someone who might not be as experienced trading gold, may be a little flustered by that. That's just something that you're gonna have to deal with when you're trading gold. All right, so yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to come in here and give you guys a breakdown on some assets to be looking forward to this week, and I hope you guys are able to capitalize on that. For the people who are in my club, hopefully you got everything working the way it needs to be working. You got your automated strategies, you got your manual discretionary strategies. Pretty much no excuse for you at this particular point. You should have already been profitable in the silver trade. You should already be sitting pretty good with the gold opportunity. I see a potential copper opportunity coming in if we are able to break through this support level. All right, and that's if, you know what I mean. And then the Dow as well as the Ultra bonds. All right, so definitely make sure you tapped in and keeping everything in order so that you can keep up with all these opportunities. All right. Appreciate y'all for joining. Hope you guys have a good morning. And market opens up in about 9 minutes. Good luck. Hope you guys have a great week. All right. Peace.